So, to add to our build list for the week, we are building a 1978 Challenger jet boat. We got all the guys from D-Boss Garage here. We're gonna LS swap this in a day. Well, we're gonna install an LS in a day. We already pulled the 454. The motor was like 6 bolts, some fuel lines and all that stuff, but we'll show you guys how to LS swap a boat and go faster than all them big block dorks. And we're gonna take it to the lake tomorrow, if everything goes well, which it will, because this is, we got the D-Boss guys with us.
Woo! Is it gonna go 70 miles an hour with us five in it?
I would say 65. That's my goal, 65 miles. Is your goal, do you think 65 is good?
I think it will do 67 miles an hour with just right out of the box. 67 with no tuning. I think it'll just go, we'll have our tuner hook it up.
We have a tuner here, and we got lots of room for activities. Let's get at it.
Yeah.
LS swap world.
Watch the carpet. Watch the paint.
Don't touch my boat. That's a nice boat you got. Don't look at it.
So when you're buying a boat, just if you find an old cheap jet boat, which we found this one pretty decent price, make sure you check the stringers, make sure they're not squishy and all rotted out, because that's going to add a ton of work and fiberglass work and gel coat work and stuff. So these stringers are good. This is a quarter stringer boat, so it's not as strong as a full stringer boat, but it'll still be good for 80 miles an hour. We're going to start by doing all the stringer mounts and get the motor set in there, set the degrees, and then we could do, Johnny could do all the wiring and plumbing.
I love wiring, and I love plumbing.
Wiring smokes and plumbing leaks.
Hopefully not. This is basically just a run stand on the water with a drive shaft. There's no brakes, so it's super fast. Fuel lines are super easy to do. And then we're running a Terminator harness from Holly, and no transmission, so you don't have to worry about that. And
how does the cooling work? Water in, water out?
Yeah, there's 2 ports for, I don't even know where they're at on this, but there's 2 ports for water line intake and out, and your outs.
This is the inlet.
Okay.
So this goes into the motor, and then it goes out, and then you can plumb it up here, or this is one. This is, all right, so this is the outlet, or this is actually for the bilge pump.
Yeah.
Okay. So bilge pump outlet, this is the inlet to the motor. It's kind of hard to see. And then there's an outlet up here, which is right on the transom.
Yep.
And so you go into the motor, and it just cools the motor. The motor, you're supposed to run like a, I guess like something to slow down the water so it regulates the pressure. So it kind of gets your motor up to operating temp. We don't really care. We're just gonna let her get to like 150 and that's it. But usually motors just pull in that like 50 to 70 degree lake water, and well, you guys are like 20
just put a ball
water.
valve on the outlet, and then you could throw sick rooster tails even if you're not moving, because you just spray it up into the air.
Or you could hook it
It'd
up
be
to
the sickest boat. Look at the rooster tails, not even moving.
like a jet ski.
A water gun with
Yeah.
your hot water just spraying everybody. Alright, so this is a template for the mid plate that's going to bolt to the back of the motor, is like the bell housing. And then I built these stringer mounts, just some 3/16 plate and some angle iron. And then this, I'm going to make them out of aluminum in the future, but this is just the mock-up. Everything's aluminum, but the motor basically bolts to that. I'm going to get the mock-up motor in here, and then just if I see if I have to go a little taller or lower or whatever, and then check my degrees and stuff. But I'm going to just make these flat with the top of the stringers and bolt these down. Front plates mount to where the water pump mounts to, and then so there's 2 pieces that goes on that and on the back plate. It'll make a lot more sense when I have the motor in here and all this mocked up. I think we'll have just enough space on the oil pan. But I'm going to actually use, I need to get the oil pan on this, or use the actual motor for this part, but I just want to make sure there's enough space, but it looks like there will be just enough. So we're not putting our nice motor in our boat now, because we had to rob some parts off to make the D-Boss and Rich's truck.
Thank you, Manuel. We really appreciate it. So our engine's running great, but I do apologize. Now we're going from a 6-liter down to a 5.3.
So America just gives. So this is a stock 5.3 out of like a Tahoe or a Suburban. We did drive the truck, so we know it runs, but we're gonna strip it down. I'm gonna have to weld the studs are broken off in the head, so we're gonna weld those, fix that. It should be pretty fast. I have a new intake for it. I gotta put my drive shaft on it now and the different oil pan, and I think this motor should be good. So now we won't be going 70 miles an hour. We'll be going like, I'm gonna say 59 and a half or 60 maybe. But
just a heads up, this oil pressure sensor is no good. You're missing your coil harness, and I do have a injector harness for you because my injectors were EV1s and these are EV6s. So but depends what injectors. Depending what injectors you're using.
Yeah, I think we should have. Well, we have elephants all over the place, but we should have enough parts to make this thing run and work. And
nice.
So it's stock 5.3.
I love you. I love you.
I just want the truck to leave at some point. Watch your guys' foreheads too. Why was that so tight?
Somebody didn't like.
It's gonna go bad for the fellas. Gotta reuse this oil too. 1, 2, 3. No drips on my fingers.
Cut.
Oh,
You fucking cocksucker.
We're doing the camera now.
camera?
We're doing cam?
Those are indoor cups. Bowls. I'm gonna pull the oil pump off real quick. I have to pull the timing cover off and the harmonic balancer. I have this real cheap Amazon remover tool, whatever. But I'm not gonna actually cam it because I totally forgot about springs. I don't want to rob that motor completely because I'm gonna end up putting that motor into this boat eventually. But so what I'm gonna just do is do the little preventative maintenance. So a new oil pump, like a high pressure Copo Camaro oil pump. It's like a Melling something. But so I'm just gonna slap this together real quick. But they're making noise. I'm gonna make some more noise. Battery is falling out, Milwaukee. Always reuse your harmonic balancer bolts. Nope, oh, wrong thing. Right here. Hopefully this socket doesn't explode.
Whoa, that thing is clean. Usually there's a ton of corrosion and carbon on this, but this thing looks like it's been replaced. I'm still going to replace it anyways, but timing chain's nice and loose. We love it that way, so we're not going to replace that. But I'm just going to pull this oil pump off and put the new one on. But this thing's clean. We might just leave this motor in here.
I just did it. No, other way. There we go. So this stringer mount kit you could get from GarnerBros.com.
Not yet though.
Not GarnerBros.com. Dirt Cinema. Doesn't make any sense because we film stuff, but we build stuff too. Build it, film it, repeat, right? Oh yeah, but this is our own kit that we're going to come out with. So you could boat an LS in your boat. Get better fuel mileage so Great Thornburg won't be all sassy all the time.
How dare you?
God knows she's a grumpy lady for being such a young lady. She's grumpy. She's seen some stuff. Well, kind of wasn't straight, but now it's...
Now it's good.
So after drilling holes, you're supposed to resin it. So we're just making this work so we can take it out tomorrow. So you're supposed to resin all the holes, and actually any of the existing holes, you're supposed to shove a wooden dowel with resin and make sure it's all sealed up so it doesn't rot out your stringers, because that's how your stringers get rotten out. Little knowledge. Ah! Johnny ain't too straight, so made this play a little crooked, but you know what? It's all right.
Hey.
The motor's gonna be bolted in there. It doesn't have to be perfect to go have some fun. It ain't no showboat, but if you want to buy the boat, everything's for sale, besides my soul.
And it's perfect, like a showboat.
My soul?
No, this boat.
Oh,
If
no.
you want to buy it.
Oh yeah, it'd be perfect. It'd be a good runner.
Maybe tilt down.
And go back up. Right there. I'm not looking at the drive shaft at all.
How does that look?
Good to drop the front. It looks pretty close. So obviously we have to tilt the motor down just a hair and check all the degrees. And you don't want to, or that is a slip yoke, but you don't want to shove that all the way in there because you might be able to, it will bind up and all that stuff. But we're gonna double check or straighten it up with some ratchet straps, make that rear plate, get it to where it kind of needs to be, and then we should have a motor mounted in this in no time. We're a little late. Johnny said 5 o'clock. It's 5:30. So well, you said it was running at 5?
I did say some outlandish things.
I think we need to run the intake backwards.
It's fine. I just dented the fitting there and turned out to dent.
I run the day 35 of our Ellis Wop jet boat. We're trying to figure out how to make this throttle work, but it doesn't really want to turn this way and it's broken. So I think I'm going to mount the intake backwards since it's, what's the word?
Hideous.
The Jesus.
Gosh, that was a loud frog. Did you hear that ribbit?
Mike heard that. Mike heard that ribbit.
No problem.
I heard it. Oh! Scheisse. But after
What'd you put in the food?
Oh, that was good.
forward and backwards is the same. What's that word?
Interchangeable? Ambidextrous?
Ambidextrous. The intake is ambidextrous. Let's do the ambidextrous. So you can flip the intake around. I'm gonna hook this sucker up to that sucker, and hopefully this thing sucks air. Actually, it's gonna look kind of cool. So now my throttle cable can go over here. No, something like it doesn't reach that either. So I'm gonna have to get creative and figure something out. So, oh, I don't know. Does it go push or does it go in? It pushes out. So this will pull like that.
What's that?
He's gonna get up from doing that.
Are you done?
Yeah, as soon as he gets done doing it, he's gonna turn and slam himself right to that door. Like full tilt.
So this is what I dropped into my motor. So I had to take my intake off for the 14th time. So this is the off the throttle body, and I need to adapt it to my old jet boat throttle cable, which pushes, not pulls. So I'm extending it too. It'll make a lot more sense when it's on the throttle body. But I'm just going to tack it up real quick and make sure it's works before I weld it, and then I have to probably brace it because it's so much leverage. Tack this up real quick. Does it look straight? Just kidding. Alright, 1 second. Ow! It's hot! I'm not wearing welding gloves. Alright. Turn the cooler off real quick. Hold my hair every time.
Think that hole's the wrong size, brother?
What hole?
That needs to be bent more.
I know. So much supportiveness.
You suck. Do better.
I'm gonna bend that straight, which that was not bad. And this, does it not go further?
Oh, that's it.
That
That
will
is
clip
it.
in there. And then I'm just gonna bend this 90.
Shorten it too.
Well,
think
if I
that's
bend it 90.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna bend it real quick. I gotta trim that corner a little bit. Maybe I could do it like that too.
I don't think that's gonna rotate.
Let's just try. That absolutely not. That's just gonna. It's not. I'm sorry. It's gonna work.
It's not.
It is.
It is.
Gonna work. You gotta put it back a little bit further if you can.
Yep.
Will the twins finish the jet boat in time for DuBois to enjoy before they go back to Canada? A state. Did I interrupt you, or can I put this in real quick? Will Johnny get a nap and be less grumpy?
No. I'll always be grumpy and I'll always be tired.
Put it right to the floor?
Well, I don't know what it's bending right here.
She
Damn.
was like,
I didn't
she
think
went
I had
from
enough.
here to like there.
That's
Not even like there. That would have been sad. That's sad noises, but that's happy noises.
Idle to like
Watt. Gotta love the watt.
you can't put that little rubber thing right there.
I guess we could put it off of these.
That.
I was like, I saw
Sorry, man.
there's like a lunar eclipse. We're tired.
Bro, that's sick.
For rushing, it's actually not turning out too ghetto.
Alright.
I just don't like this.
I like the stainless steel piping from Lyle's Stainless Steel in Canada.
Some watt action.
Yeah. Let's see if this.
Watt. Watt.
Oh, it's smooth too on the.
This is better than the last boat we did on.
It is. It's smooth.
All right, so we might be wrapping this up tonight. So we have the fuel lines done. Do you have the fuel lines done?
Yeah, fuel line.
We have fuel lines done. Motors in. I just need to drill some holes and finish mounting everything, but it's all straight and where it needs to be. Throttle cable's done. Exhaust is done. O2 sensors on. Oh, O2 sensor holes there. Injector intakes on. We need to put injectors on. Injectors wiring and bolt down the motor. Is that it?
Yeah, and spark plug.
Oh,
wires.
water lines.
Oh, I was gonna work on the water lines right now.
Almost there.
Ooh ha ha.
24-hour LS boat. 24-hour LS boat swap. That's it. So we're done. Saturday now. D-Boss is at LS Fest. Johnny, Kyler, and I are here. Kyler's getting ready to go to the lake. Boat is pretty much done. We went through and cleaned up all the wiring, finished mounting the battery, redid all the hoses, just make sure they're safe. Put an alternator bracket, which is just like a Go alternator bracket, but we just kind of flipped it around to make it work. It runs if Johnny wants to fire it off real quick. But this thing should be a fun little boat, so we're gonna take this to the lake. The rest of this is gonna be cell phone video, but it should be good. Go ahead and fire her up. You shut it off?
It's out of gas. And
Well, we're gonna get gas. We're just running one tank. We're gonna fill up this tank just in case we have to flip them to run that. But this is the throttle cable, which is really proud of that. Yeah, I did some coil mounts right here. You can see they all run underneath. And Kyler got his box of tuner fluid. We got our box of toolkit. I did a quick hose clamp job on this for the fuel line or fuel pump and fuel filter. That's just a Corvette filter, and that's just an Amazon pump, and it is just reran. Anyways, this is gonna be fun. Next video, this thing will be at the lake and rip in. Excited, Kyler?
Yeah.
Show me your bolt hole.
Yeah.
We gotta clean up the interior a little bit, but it's gonna be fun. Thanks, guys. I got 12 seconds left of this card, and we are going to the lake. So we're trying to set up two-step on this, and
switch so you can
It'd be sick, like going to the
put a
lost
switch
top list. Just,
on this. No, and then
then change the plugs.
Keyed on. Oh, it is keyed off. Keyed on. Man, that delay scared me. Alright, it should start now.